So tire walls create a weird little pockets in like right here where the tire wall curves out to the outside wing wall and it meets this interior greenhouse wall. We have this like pocket of like relatively unusable space. Some people build shelves in there. I might do that, but these areas actually, the cement mortar you see back there in the can wall actually is the cement mortar going to outside. So this needs to be insulated first before I do anything else. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of my R19 bats and I'm just going to stuff them back there. And the idea here is to insulate this cavity, and then I'm going to take a lath and run it across, span this gap, and it's going to get plastered over here. So I'm going to utilize a little bit of this space, but not the entire space. I'm going to use some of it for insulation. So to do that, I'm just going to semi-awkwardly stuff these bats up there.
Always wear a mask.
Always. And I'm going to secure them with staples to the plywood wall here. So now the insulation is in the cavity here. I'm going to lath over it. So my lath is going to span from the tire wall and the can wall over to the vertical greenhouse wall here. So we're going to have our plaster just comes across this wall, seamless all the way to this wall, and then down here on our plastic area, it's going to curve in and be plastered all the way to our wood trim that goes around the windows. So to secure this, I'm going to place it up here. I actually need to cut this, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little bend right on the end. It's going to allow me to easily secure it, but it's straight up against here where we're not curving into this wall. This area up here is not getting plastered, so I'm not going to do a curve. I'm going to butt it straight up against this, but I'm going to curve into this because this is getting plastered. Also screw into the cans as well on this side to secure it.
Better kind of sounds like
Thread right in. You can also screw directly in with short, like 1-inch screws into the cement pack out we did yesterday because it's still green. It'll actually screw right in and thread really strong. And when that hardens up completely, it's never coming out. And now we'll just continue our strips of lath down the wall, creating a curve right in this corner right here. So I'm just putting this on by hand. The first step is putting it on by hand, and then I'll like trowel it afterwards. See how I'm going up, and then like it kind of like has this little fall back into the buckets. But that's all. This sticks so well because of the buckets. That's the whole reason. coat, smooth scratch, so it has that texture, so the next coat can stick on really nice. Here we have our finished lath in the corner here. In a previous video, you saw us packing out that insulation in the back to fill that void, because that concrete behind there makes direct contact with the outside wall, so it's a thermal break. And then we put lath all around this to try to shape a curve in the corner of the wall here. And this is an awkward spot because you have this vertical greenhouse glass wall, straight frame wall, meeting this tire turn here. So it's this weird, what is that called?
Transition.
Yeah, it's this weird like compound angle where you have this curve going this way and it curves out going up. So we tried to like smooth that out and make it an easy transition with the lath here. And now we put on some plaster stops, because we're going to have wood trim all around these window boxes. So these plaster stops will allow us to plaster right up into those. We can plaster over those. And then my 2x wood trim, I can notch it. So the wood trim will actually cover that stop. And you'll just see this nice clean line of wood trim to plaster right over there. You can see that kind of goes up and over and then back up again to define the termination of the plaster. So now I'm putting on the Portland cement scratch coat. This is again a 3-to-1 mix. It's the same mix we use for cement mortar for can wall. This is the scratch coat plaster that you got to put on top of lath. You need to establish even if you're going to do adobe over this, on top of lath you need to do a cement scratch coat. So I just putting this, smoothing it on with my hands, and then hard traveling it out smooth, and then scratching it with the scratcher to create a textured surface to accept the next coat of plaster.